Hello, learners. I'm Caroline, and welcome back to the Koala English Podcast, where we explore real English expressions in a way that feels natural and practical. Today's topic is something we all experience: splitting the bill. Not just the maths, but the language. Because talking about money can feel uncomfortable. But in English, there are many simple, friendly ways to say it. Ways that sound natural, ways that feel relaxed, ways that keep the moment light. By the end of this episode, you will understand and know to use phrases like, let's split it evenly. Can everyone chip in?
Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're diving into something we've all been through. That practical and, let's be honest, sometimes super awkward situation. What on earth do you say when the bill arrives after a meal? Oh, you know that exact moment. The dinner with friends was amazing, the conversation was flowing, and then the server puts that little folder on the table. And for a second, crickets. That brief, awkward silence. Who's gonna grab it? Who's paying? How do we even start this conversation? Well, that's what we're here for. The whole goal today is to arm you with the perfect English phrases to handle this moment like a pro. We're going to turn that cringy silence into a totally smooth and confident conversation. Okay, first up, let's talk about the most common scenario when everyone's sharing the cost. This is all about being fair and keeping things simple, and luckily there are some really easy phrases for it. So, how do you actually say it? Well, you've got a few great options. The most direct is just, let's split it evenly. Simple. If it's just you and one other person, you can say, let's split it down the middle. For a really casual, informal vibe, you could say, let's go halves, or even halves. And if you're in a group, you can be specific. Let's split it 4 ways. The key is just being clear so everyone's on the same page. Here's another super useful phrase you'll hear all the time: to chip in. When you ask, should we all chip in? You're asking everyone to contribute. But here's the important part. It doesn't always mean an equal amount. Think about collecting money for a group gift for a coworker. You'd say, we all chipped in for a present. It's a really flexible and common way to talk about shared costs.
Okay, so splitting is one thing. But what happens when one person just pays the whole bill and you need to pay them back for your part? Let's look at what to say when, maybe you're a little short on cash right then and there.
The trick here is really a simple 2-part move. First, you just gotta politely say, what's up? Something like, hey, I'm a bit short right now. But then, and this is crucial, you immediately offer the solution. You follow it up with a promise, like I'll transfer it straight away, or I'll settle up later. It's all about pairing the problem with your promise to pay. And of course, we live in a digital age, right? Paying someone back is usually just a few taps on your phone. So you'll often hear people mention specific apps. For example, in Australia, it's super common to hear, You can PayID me your share. The main idea here is that transferring money digitally is now a totally normal part of settling a bill. Right, let's flip the script. What about when you're feeling generous? Maybe it's a friend's birthday, you're celebrating good news, and you want to treat everybody. How do you signal that you are picking up the entire check? There are a bunch of really smooth ways to say it's your treat. Simple and direct phrases like, I'll get this one, or don't worry, I'll cover it, work perfectly. There's also a really casual one, especially if you're out for drinks, which is, I'll shout this around. That means you're buying a drink for everyone in the group. And what if someone treats you? A fantastic response is, thanks so much. You can shop me next time. What this does is it keeps the whole thing feeling really friendly and casual. It's not a debt, it's just friends being good to each other. It keeps everything nicely balanced. All right, you ready for a bonus round? Let's look at a couple of informal, everyday slang expressions that will really make you sound like a native speaker. First up, we have to foot the bill. Now, this means paying for the whole thing, but it often has this little hint that it was unexpected. You might tell a story to a friend later and say, yeah, it was a weird night. I ended up footing the bill for everyone. It kind of suggests you paid when you weren't really planning to. And then there's to fork out. This one has a totally different feeling. It means paying for something, but often reluctantly, like it's a bit of a pain. You might say, oh, I had to fork out $100 for that concert ticket. It's casual, and it perfectly captures that feeling of paying for something you'd maybe rather not have. So, after going through all these different phrases, what's the number one thing to remember? Honestly, it's your tone. It doesn't matter if you are splitting or paying for everyone or asking to pay later. If you say it in a friendly, clear, and confident way, it makes all the difference in the world. It takes away any awkwardness and makes money just another easy part of the conversation. So I'll leave you with this to think about. Armed with all these new phrases, the next time that bill lands on your table, you don't have to feel that moment of panic. You're going to be ready. You'll know exactly what to say. The only question left is, which one are you going to choose?
So next time the bill arrives, instead of feeling awkward, instead of avoiding eye contact, you'll know exactly what to say. Because practical English isn't about sounding impressive. It's about feeling comfortable in real situations. And the more you practice these small phrases, the more natural they become. If today's episode helped you, even a little, please like this video so more learners can find it. And if you want to keep building your real-life English with us, subscribe to the Koala English Podcast channel. We share new expressions, conversations, and confidence-building lessons every week. And I'd really love to hear from you. Have you ever felt awkward splitting the bill? Or have you ever ended up footing the bill unexpectedly? Leave a comment below and share your experience. Your story might help someone else feel less alone. Thank you for learning with me today, and I'll see you in the next episode.